This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/awesomecast. Time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ready to rock with you guys today. And I think my shirt is messing with my exposure if it's looking a little darker. I don't know what's happening here. That's weird. Anyways, but we got it with us with a always wonderful, usually the best webcam in the business, John Chichilla from Studio C in the Big D at Dormont, PA.
How's it going?
All right.
It follows me wherever I go. Maybe
All
not.
right. My microphone feels weird. I need to check these settings. Somebody else has been using my board, and I'm not used to this. That I need to check my settings before I go do my own show. I haven't done a show. I haven't recorded a show with me in this seat for like 3 weeks. So
you're like Sorgy locks.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, who's been sitting here? The answer is Merlin with a gay in his NB, and he's a lot. He's taller than me, so the microphone's always like higher. I'm not used to having to find a short person version of this. I guess I slouch a lot when I talk too. I talk over and around the microphone. Also with us from the Studio Duds is the Dudders.
I like that. I like Studio Duds.
Studio Duds. In the Duds
what a sign.
In the Duds 1-2.
Hello, Miss Chilla. I'm glad he's back.
Yeah,
I'm back for like one. I'm pulling a Sorg. Like I'm jet setting for the next 3 weeks.
Which is funny because I kind of am too. So, like literally next week we're hitting on a jet. So, but anyway, it's good to have everybody here. Good to be back at it. And of course, this is the AwesomeCast. You can check out everything at AwesomeCast.com. Sorry for the week off. We are back, and we should be at it for at least a month straight of shows before we have to do anything weird with the scheduling again. We're still kind of working some of that stuff out. And also, you can hit us on the AwesomeCast at AwesomeCast on the Twitter, on the Facebook, and there is now a Mastodon server. I have not set it up yet, but I'm about to set up AwesomeCast at sorgatronmedia.social. It's our first foray into the Mastodon server ownage kind of situation. So looking forward to that. And in getting our accounts on there, so we're officially will have, at least the podcast will have a foothold, and of course our hosts and everything like that. And we're going to kind of figure out where we want to go with it from there in the time being. So, but you can of course subscribe and rate us on all your favorite podcast apps. And we also have the Discord and the Reddit and a Facebook group for conversation. And also you can hit up the Sorgatron Media master feed for this and even more stuff from Sorgatron Media. And we're here every Tuesday when I don't have a weird scheduling conflict at 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live, as well as YouTube, the Twitch for Sorgatron Media, and of course thanks to our friends at postindustrial.com, our audio partners sharing the love as well. Thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/awesomecast, our friends at the executive producer level, Brian Crawford, Coffee Club level, Matt Weller, Cynthia Klosky, and Mike Pound, and at the fan of the show level, Michael Fedor, Professor Buzzkill, and Dave Podner, Dave Pop Podner, clipper of all things Sorg related, who helps us with those video clips that you do see on the social media accounts. Thank you so much for everybody. You can support the show as well at patreon.com/awesomecast. So let's get. Oh God, Katie, I almost read that wrong. Don't miss the R when you say that. But so I'll go with your awesome thing of the week first.
Yeah, and I love it. It's so we work and we do a bunch of different things, and we're always busy doing stuff and things, and what gets left behind? Our coffee or our tea or other warm beverages, and by the time we see it, they're very cold. But I have a new thing. I actually got this for Christmas, and I forgot to share it. I'm very sad. But it's a Boba Fett cork sickle, and a cup. And they come in a variety of sizes. Like if you want more of a travel mug, this was one that kind of sits on my desk. So it's, ooh, there we go, perfect. Ta-da! Like now it's the TikTok. There you can see it. It's a cork. It's a cork sickle. It is metal. I don't know if you can hear that. It's got the lid on it and keeps your beverages warm throughout the day. So I can come back and be like, oh, I forgot where my coffee's at. And then just pull that guy up. And, I'm pretty happy because I actually have warm coffee.
I wish I would have known that was going to be your thing before I came downstairs, because I have the tall Stormtrooper one, and I love it.
Oh,
They
that's
are phenomenal products, and I don't understand what's the matter with Cokesicle. It's just where you put your Coke.
Well, I think he was thinking. Yeah, no, I think he was thinking more of a.
I was thinking something else.
It's an eggplant variety. But yeah, so like it keeps it warm for about 3 hours, and my cup in particular it's $42.95. Comes in Grogu. You got the Mandalorian. You got R2-D2, Chewbacca. I mean, like BB-8, like anybody in the Star Wars universe. I got on. You can get on this cup, and like Chill says, you get the tall one. But I love it.
Of course, this is where my display decided to stop working.
It's just me going, I love it.
I think they have a Marvel, or at least at one point in time, I'm pretty sure they had a Marvel line too. So they come in a plethora of other genres.
Harry Potter, Marvel, Disney Princesses, Disney, Rifle Paper, Gray Malin, Vineyard Vines, Matrix, Collegiate. Yeah, you got all kinds of stuff here.
No wrestling.
Oh, really?
No.
What? No wrestling?
No, there is no wrestling.
Oh.
There needs to be an agreement there.
Getting my hopes up on that. Jeez. All right. Well, I can't show it off. I don't know what's happening with my iPad right now. It worked a second ago. Anyways, we'll see if we can fix that here. Let me check this thing. Chilla, what's your awesome thing? Well, I'm kind of fixing this up.
My awesome thing of the week, and unfortunately, because I was using it, the battery is now dead, so I can't show you the actual on screen. But it is the Razer Edge. So it is actually a 6-inch. Here, I'll pull it apart maybe, or I'll drop it and break it, and then we'll all be sad. It's actually a 6-inch Android tablet, reminiscent of kind of the Nexus 7, a little thicker than the Nexus 7, but it is high powered. It comes with the nice Razer version 2, I think it's pronounced Kishi controller that's USB-C, so it will work on any Android device that's USB-C, and it runs all of your cloud games as well as anything that will run on Android. And now I've lost my charging cord. But I will say, like, the control pad and all the stuff that they have built into their build of Android works amazing with all of your normal emulators. If you run any of the Android-based emulators, I use what am I using? NES.emu for Nintendo, SNES 9X, PCE, SNES 9X is obviously Super Nintendo, PCE.emu is for TurboGrafx 16. So I've been playing a bunch of old retro games on this thing, and it works extremely well. It also, there's a free Dolphin emulator out there for N64.
No way.
If you want to get your Bond on, you can.
So wait a minute. How well? I got that. I know you have like the gaming edition of this thing, but I have the give me the cheapest phone. Like how do you think that thing is running emulators?
The cheapest thing, like on an iPhone?
Yeah, no. Oh, did you miss that I have an Android phone now?
Oh, I did miss that you have an Android phone.
Yeah, it's a Samsung A15, I think, A14, whatever the new one is. It's a $200 Android phone from Samsung.
I'm guessing it'll run okay, because I even heard like Dolphin will run okay on a Galaxy Note 8 or 9.
Okay.
Keeping in mind how old the N64 is, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, but I mean, even like the Raspberry Pi 3 apparently chokes on it, so
Yeah, and this thing has 8 gig of RAM. I think it's probably going to be based on RAM and CPU, but Bond played okay. I played a little bit of it. I didn't play a ton.
Okay. All right.
It does take, just like any other emulator, right? You got to map your keys. You got to do all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm not happy about, and I got to do a lot more homework, they do make RetroArch, which is what the Raspberry Pi, some of those pieces are built on.
Love that one.
But RetroArch doesn't seem to support the micro SD card slot. So
I'm still not even clear if I have a micro SD slot in this thing.
So that's actually why I chose this one over the who makes the other one? Is it Logitech? The cloud game
the one we
device.
talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that doesn't have a micro SD card slot, and this did. So I got like a terabyte SD card, which you and I both know is a whole lot of old retro games, and movies and anything else. And the thing that I like about it, right, is, well, until they announced that Apex Legends is going away on mobile, but you could any of the typical Android stuff is going to run on here too, right? So you're going to get the Xbox Cloud Gaming. I've done actually remote play in my house. This device is actually Wi-Fi 6 E capable.
Nice.
So I've played. I didn't try to play like anything crazy fast paced, but like, you know, Lego Star Wars or any of those types of games ran just fine. In fact, Fortnite ran pretty darn good in local what, I don't know what they call it. It's not mirror mode, but and there is actually funny enough, there's an alternate game store on there where you can actually get a legit version of Fortnite as well.
Oh, so like a not mobile version.
Well, it's a mobile version, but it's legit supported.
Oh wait, that's right. They were taken off the Google store too, weren't they?
They were taken off the Google store, but they are available on other stores. Brawlhalla is available, Mech Arena, which Mech Arena is a pretty fun game that I've played on my iPad as well. So I mean, and then obviously you get all of the other niceties of having an Android device. So highly suggested. The one thing that I'm playing around with is if you leave it on and dormant, it doesn't sleep real well, which means that the battery dies constantly. But I'm guessing that's probably solvable with a future update or some configuration that I need to make.
Awesome. Can you do me a favor? Can you do a post on the AwesomeCast group and on Facebook a list of good emulators for Android, please, for myself and anybody else that might be looking to poke at those?
Yep.
Yes, thank you so much.
Some of them do come at a cost, but I didn't spend any more than I think like $2 on them. So
and I've been interested in, like, there's some for the Google TV too, but there's like, I'm almost always out of space and all I have are some TV apps. Like, I think the only game I have like GeForce Now and like the Pac-Man 264 on there, and probably 8 like TV apps. Right. And it's like, hey, you've run out of space. I'm like, really? Like, what do you have on here? So, it's, I don't know, it's got like 32, gigs or something, or 64 maybe, but it's not enough. Like the Google TV Chromecast is light on space, but it's also a dongle. So I guess you wouldn't imagine it has too much. So anyways, and also, do I really want to run an emulator on the Chromecast? I don't think that's going to be terribly strong. So I think, have we talked about Speedify on this show before? Does that sound familiar? Maybe I've shared it and we didn't get to it. Well, this is a site. This is an app that you can put on your phone, your tablet, on any of your desktop, laptop devices. It supports even Linux at this point. So this is something like we talked about the Live View, about how we can use the Live View boxes and stream, and it bonds together several internet signals, cell phone, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, things like that into one solid signal, right? This actually appears to sell itself to do relatively the same thing. I want to live stream from my computer, and I want to make sure it's got the fallback and everything like that. But that's not the only thing you could do with this. For me, it's they say more stable, secure live streaming, video calling, gaming, and web browsing, right? So for me, fortunately, I have a lot of us have hotspots in our phones, and then you go to a hotel and the hotel Wi-Fi isn't very well, or you go to some place and your phone's not great, for your hotspot. I'm in the fortunate situation because of these live views. I'm always walking around with an AT&T, if not two, Verizon and T-Mobile. So I'm going to find decent internet somewhere unless there's just a complete, absolute cellular dead zone for some reason, right? So I picked this up. It's $15 a month. There's actually a free version that'll let you connect maybe two, and you get I think so much data a month that you can roll through it. It works as a VPN, so you do get the security situation like you would an Express VPN. But I would not buy it for that. At Express VPN, I have very specific things that I think that is for. The location. I think the security is probably better on ExpressVPN. Again, haven't looked into it, but they're more known for it. And also, I want to pretend I'm in a different place to see certain things, right? When you talk about the Netflix situation or something like that. You want to watch BBC? Who knows, right? But for this, as we're starting to get into that more of the travel season with our SAE and our events and things like that, I don't want to be stuck in a hotel. Florida, Lakeland, Florida is notoriously terrible. I am miserable for the 4 days that I'm there typically because the Wi-Fi is not the greatest at the hotel, and AT&T is tells me I have 5 bars but is dog speeds. And I'm just frustrated the entire time I'm down there in Florida of all places. So leading into this, we tried it at one place where I had to get some files moving. Worked out pretty well. Threw a couple of my Jetpack USBs into an adapter on my MacBook, bonded them together with the Wi-Fi, and I was able to get a good 40 meg upload speed to send a file that I needed to for a client a couple weeks ago while I was on the road. Fantastic. So then last week I was doing an educational conference, and we had a new place I'd never done before. It was a DoubleTree up there in Cranberry, and they had some pretty good speed, and we were Ethernetted in, and we worked with them with the people on venue, and I was like, you know what, you got good speeds, but I want to make sure this works. So what I did was I took 2 of my Jetpacks of Verizon and AT&T, I threw it in this thing, I loaded up Speedify just in case, because we had 2 very major vendors calling in and giving their presentations via Teams to a room of about 200 students. So you don't want this thing to fail. And I always say it doesn't matter if it's your fault the internet went down. You're the last line of defense, and you're the person everybody's going to look at when the thing doesn't work in our position in video production and in live streaming. So I actually had to put some pictures over there in the Facebook group, and I was like, I'm going to do this. It's at a fallback. All the cellulars are secondary, and you can see because I do have a MacBook Pro that we're using, and you see my Jetpacks from the live view are just jammed into this thing with the with the with the dongle that is also carrying the Ethernet. So I don't know. Maybe this didn't work out because now my failure point is now that dongle that is now USB and Ethernet all coming in over one pipe to my computer. So I don't know if I might have thought this through appropriately. But it'll do that. You're on all of those. Plus you're on the Wi-Fi, and it looks at all those. So that way, especially for something like a Teams call, which, is basically live streaming, right? And you want to make sure that communication is good. It was a nice, solid situation. We didn't have any problems, and I don't know that we would have had problems if we did do just the one thing. But, if something happens, somebody does something crazy, I've talked about the story where I did not bring my live view to an esports arena that you would think would have the internet and you wouldn't be worried about it. And then they had a problem. You don't know the problem you're not going to have. You don't know the problem you don't know you're going to have. I got a better way I can probably say that. But this is the kind of thing that we have to think about when we're doing media and streaming out there. So I recommend it. It's something like $80 or $90 a year. When you get it, you can get through the App Store as well, and just subscribe through that if you'd like to do that for your arranging everything. Prices don't seem to differ between the App Store. It's actually confusing because I looked at the yearly, and there's three levels, and they're 3 different prices, and it doesn't specify what's what. So I picked the lowest one, and we'll see what happens when my month expires. So, other than that, it's been good. I will say, go into your notifications and turn off notifications for tips and marketing right away, because this thing bugs me like 3 times a day saying, hey, did you know you can do some stuff with your Speedify? Hey, maybe you should turn your Speedify back on. It's just like, it's maddening a little bit. I got invited. So this is my biggest thing with Speedify. They invited me to a Zoom call, like straight up without any other email. Like they got my email from my account and emailed me, and now I have on my calendar like some kind of Zoom call meeting about Speedify, and I have no idea what it is. So I think their marketing is a little overbearing. I've never had this experience with something like this before, right? And I think this is like kind of a relatively prosumer, even lower end, kind of product. And have you guys ever seen that? Like, Chili, you deal with vendors all the time. Have you ever seen that kind of situation happen?
No, it's not that aggressive.
Like, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
So Speedify, great product. Slow your roll, little guys. Okay, that's my only advice for you right now. So I don't know, Katie. You've dealt with some interesting vendors, I'm sure, over the years for your many things that you've done. Have you ever run into something like that?
No, I've never. No, you know what? No, there was one at some point, but I can't remember what it was. But it was a tech thing, and it was just like, this is a thing, and I'm like, what is this thing on my calendar? So yeah, I but like that way, it's been once in how many years of doing things. So
yeah. So Speedify works very good for uploading your big files and Teams calls, apparently. So
how did whose Teams account were you using?
We were using the company's.
The company's.
Yes.
And how did you feel like the video quality was pretty good?
I couldn't tell you because the video was a tiny thing in the corner and it was a slideshow most of the time. So
okay.
I can tell.
How did the slide? But how did it? Because that uses, depending on how they did the slideshow. How did the slideshow look?
Looked like a slideshow.
Okay.
Nothing. Now I have done. I've shared on my LinkedIn the mentorship month that we did with SAE. I was re-editing their Teams calls to usable videos for consumption. The quality wasn't terrible. I mean, it's definitely nothing I would write home about, but I mean, everybody that had a decent webcam, I thought looked fine. And my only complaint was the way it recorded, and I've never been on the back end of Teams on a corporate account because they can't give me access because I'm not technically belong to the company, which led to some really interesting issues where I'm like, listen, I need somebody here logged in that can access this to hit record and in case I need to fix something on the corporate side. Like somebody needs to be here beside me since you can't let me in, right? So we sorted that out. But my only thing was it was the host, a mentor, and a mentee. And and you both have worked with Teams, and have you noticed how Teams splits the screens?
Well, it'll split the screen depending on how you grow or shrink the screen.
I got 2 quarters, and then I got an individual like narrow shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go in and do some fun cropping and editing in order to get this thing to work, and popped it up and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I took the video and completely remixed them. If you look up SAE International's mentorship month, you should see about 4 videos I think we did with them, and you can see how I kind of worked that out and put a background and put a logo on, and we did subtitles and titles and things like that on top of it. So we really kind of worked around it, made that inset kind of view so we could add some branding to it and everything like that. So that was my workaround for it. I don't know if in Teams you can get some individual ISOs of all the cameras. I know if you dig into like more professional Zoom accounts you can. So, but I just haven't had the access with an account to really play with that. But I hear they're getting more and more professional tools in there as they go. So anyways. All right. Hey, you know who we haven't talked about in a good while? Our good friends at Slice on Broadway, New York City style. Units are made 5 locations in the Pittsburgh area: Beachview, Carnegie, East End, North Hills, and the South Side Works. Thank you so much to them. I know our good friends, newest podcast here on the network, at Gay and Zambi. I think they're stopping in with Slice on Broadway every Thursday night that they come in. We should probably try to get them a sponsorship too at this point. So, but I love it when people come up here and they're walking in with Slice on Broadway, and we didn't even talk about it before, whatever the function was. Always supporting the podcast, always hooking us up. Thank you so much to our friends, sliceonbroadway.com. Okay, what do we have here? Katie, what's the first thing that you have on your mind out of our? I see you got something at the bottom of the list here.
Ooh, what do I have at the bottom of the list?
About clean energy?
Oh, jeez.
Says with a groan.
So you might have noticed that if you have an iPhone, you might be like, I tried to charge my phone, and you're like, why is it taking forever to charge? If you did an update recently with the new iOS, they added a feature that's called the clean energy charging setting, and it's in your battery. If you search for battery in your setting, you will find it. But what it's doing is it's on by default, which is annoying. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to help with the energy, pulling too much, reducing the carbon footprint by charging your phone at like off times. Like if you're charging during peak hours of electrical use, it's going to take longer because they're trying to like lessen the load. So like if you're charging overnight, you'll be like, wow, this charged quickly. But if you're like 9, 10, 11 a.m. during the day, you're probably going to be charging very slow. So this is definitely something you want to toggle off if you're noticing that. I like in this article, it's like, it's greenwashing. You're making it seem like it's a bigger deal, but it's not.
Well, and we've already had this thing where overnight it'll slow charge because you're sitting on the charger for like 6 or 8 hours. It knows that, and I'll get a little notification that says, "Hey, we'll finish charging by this time of the morning because it's your nighttime charge." So is this just a modification of that?
Yeah, this is just this is even more. They're trying to be even more energy efficient, and like this is definitely one of those situations where I feel like we are. I don't know how to say this and not sound like a complete jerk face, but like I feel like a lot of this stuff has been kind of pushed onto the everyday consumer of it's your fault the environment is gone to heck, and not so much holding bigger corporations accountable. So this is kind of the same feeling to me.
Well, it is a big corporation seemingly attempting to do something, right? But unfortunately, you see the effect like immediately.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not it's like when I say the corporations, I mean the ones that are the major energy wasters, the polluters, like that level of stuff, not like Apple trying to like, I'm changing the world, but they're trying to be like, I'm changing the world, quotes. So I don't know. It's turn it off.
Why? Like, is there and like, help me understand, because maybe I'm just. And I'm not trying to sound like a jerk face, but
we're all the AwesomeCast. We try not to be jerk faces. Is our motto.
You don't hate the environment.
Yes.
So, and I'm going to try to put this in the lamest terms that I can even think of. If Dudders has no pennies, and she needs 3 pennies, and I give her a penny every 10 minutes, she gets her 3 pennies in 30 minutes. If I give her a penny per minute, she gets her 3 pennies in 3 minutes. If I take the stack of pennies and hand them to her, she instantly has all 3 pennies.
So that would be more of like the time of day. Like you could give me all 3 pennies if it was overnight, but you could only, like, we only have sharing 10 pennies between the 3 of us at one time, because we're all using the pennies at one time. But like if it's if it's an evening hour, we'll use the clock and pennies, and only Sorg is awake. It's okay that we're using all the pennies because it's fine. Only Sorg's using it's kind of more of a we have a limited amount of resources, a limited amount at certain periods of the day, because they're trying to lessen the load.
Burn less coal.
Probably.
All right, I don't have a teleshow yet, but I have a whiteboard, so I'm trying to get this straight. So we got 30 minutes for 3 pennies. Let's see, or we stack the pennies in 1 minute because it's 2:00. I don't know. Am I getting this right?
You're getting 3 pennies.
I'm getting 3
no matter
pennies.
which way you look at it. It's just how long it takes. But I guess I'm wondering, like, okay, my phone charging versus a car charging, or like I'm trying to like
Wait. Hold that thought, because Katie, should we tell them what we're supposed to be doing next week?
No.
The amazing thing that happened. So I want to get my car for Lakeland next week in Florida. And I go to Hertz, and, I'm going to get an Equinox if I, think I'm going to be parking off-road or something, or Malibu's kind of my comfy car situation. Those are my picks. Well, I ended up with that car, is kind of forfeit to Hertz. And then I'm looking, and above it, cheaper than the Malibu by about $30 or $50 or something, was a Tesla Model 3. So you know what Sorg did? I'm ready.
Got some pennies.
Oh, I got a stack of pennies. That's what happened. But how am I going to charge it? It's got a 250-mile range. Do I still have to pay for the tank of charge? I don't know how this works yet. Thankfully, I did, Katie, scout. There are no chargers by the airport where we're staying. It's a very small regional, it's not, I think it's just like Amazon lands there and stuff. It's not like I can take a flight out airport. But there is some over by the shopping plaza. So guess what we're doing while we go get dinner some night is charging our car. And I'm getting the emails about what do you have to consider when you have a Tesla, and it talks about the types of chargers, and it talks about the features and all things like this. And I'm just like, oh, this is complicated. I just want to have a car that bounces around.
Don't they have like the normal? And I know it's a lot slower, but don't they have like a normal wall plug?
They do.
Charger?
So what am I going to plug into a wall at the hotel? How's that
Yes,
work?
let's do it.
Run an extension cord out the window.
Extension cord out my window to the car. That's weird. If I got a spot close enough,
I want to see Sorg on like the 3rd floor with a super long extension cord.
Katie, catch this.
We'll have to make sure we pack a big orange cord then.
One that lights up on the
actually,
end.
I already do because of the live stream. So.
We're good. We're set.
I'm already throwing a 50-footer in the case, so don't worry about it. So, actually, and it's probably coming off a generator. I should bring a battery backup. Anyways,
I don't think that's going to charge your car.
No, because I'm thinking about bringing the mini ATEM because I've had a configuration change since I lost my Intel MacBook. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do graphics in a tent. With the latest setup possible, and I realized everything has a battery, so I haven't been quite so worried about it, but except for my ATEM does not. So Chilla, let's have a conversation about battery backups. I can't put a full UPS in my bag because that will definitely go over my weight for my bag.
Well, I don't think it'll just go over your weight. It'll go over the battery.
Oh yeah, I can't ship a battery on a plane. Oh no.
Well, then that's what I don't understand. You can't ship a battery on a plane. How do you think the battery gets to your house?
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. UPS ground. I think they have to ground most of them. Don't they have to
ground?
Yeah.
All the way across. Really? I don't know.
I should be using my cough button I installed. There you go.
Can you run off the Tesla?
Okay. Yeah. Oh.
You got a whole big battery right there, my friend.
I got a big battery sitting out there. Why'd your Tesla die? Because I was running a live stream. I don't know. Okay. Hey. Speaking of new things, I did something new this weekend, and then we'll talk about AI here for the rest of the show. Sorg went skiing for the first time ever. I only fell twice, and I only did the bunny flips. And because I gotta get a helmet if I'm doing anything bigger, but I'm definitely going back. But our good friend, pro wrestler, longtime friend of the podcast network, and the reason I went to Thailand, Chest Flexor, talked me into skiing finally. He's been trying to get me to do it for a couple years now, actually. So, and I've drunkenly said I would be on the Christmas episodes every year, and we finally did it. But this was pretty cool. He showed me an app that he's like, we're going out there, and he's just like, oh, by the way, you should install this app, and it's called Ski Tracks. And so you load this thing up, you just like hit play to start a session, stick it in your pocket, and I didn't even see all this stuff with the maps or anything. It's on App Store and Google Play. It's only $2. And it'll give you all the stats of how long your run was, how fast you went. Guys, I went 14 miles an hour on my skis. That was very exciting when I found that out. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I got scared and bedded at the end of the hill when I forgot how to stop. Okay. So that was a really cool kind of tech thing on top of I went skiing for the first time in my life. I'm sorry. I'm super excited about this. I'm a skier now. There's some more footage that's going to come out from that. We're going to do something cool with that here soon. And hopefully there'll be some more snow this season, and I might get another shot at it. But so that is so we went to Seven Springs for those who are curious, and yeah, I only fallen my butt a couple of times. So, but anyway, so the hotel does not have charger parking spaces. No, they do not. So we're kind of out in the cut a little bit where we're going to be. So I don't think they're have a lot of that stuff. So skitracks.com. They're not spelling it in cute ways or anything like that. So, before we get to AI, Katie, you had a special story from this weekend.
Yes, this is how good I am at my job. No. So on Saturday, I went to Beer Fest, which is a thing here in Pittsburgh where you buy a time slot and you essentially get this tiny cup and you can walk around and they have all kinds of beer and alcohol vendors, ciders. Oh, there was a very good Al Cappuccino that was quite delightful. Very good. Very high alcohol content, but very, very good. So it was both the Zoom and the Wii.
So you were there. You're having a pretty good time. Yeah, okay. And then just, then nothing important happened.
Yep. 2 hours into this thing, I get a text from a group that I work with.
And she was drinking with my ski instructor, by the way.
Yes, we were making a Sorg, why aren't you here face.
Yes, because I was in Erie running a show.
Yeah, come on. This was way more important.
Yes.
And I get a text from the head of an organization that I work with, and they're like, hey, I just got a message, a whole bunch of our printed materials and it was the big thing was the printed materials. Had a website on it, and the organization has a .org, but this one had a .com on the printed materials. And it was like, crap, we bought a bunch of these, distributed a bunch of these, what do we do? And surprisingly, only a minute or two later, it occurred to me to just buy the domain for the organization .com and then redirect from the .com to the .org. So that was a pretty amazing thing. I literally was like, here, hold my beer. Wow.
Literally.
Truly, I handed my beer cup off, and I was like, watch this. Got on to GoDaddy. Realized the .com domain was pretty recently priced. Was super excited about that because that was a moment of like, crap. And then, like I set up the redirect, and they were good to go it was so fast. I was really impressed with how quickly GoDaddy switched or did the redirect. So saved the day. Was very proud of myself. Really proud of myself.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I sent her a congrats too when I heard the story, because that is some web superhero shit right there. So.
It's the big bucks.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Because like that's not even a thing, You're right. I picked up the .social on Hover today, and the thing was ready to go in like 10 minutes. I remember when I had to wait like hours for this thing to say for some server to be like, oh, this is a thing. What do we do with this? I am waiting to figure out when I get connected to the Fediverse, is that's another question, but I have a feeling that takes a little bit longer. But anyways, excuse me. God, mute button. Use the mute button. All right, AI Corner. Where you guys want to poke at first? Should we start at let's start at AI.com. First of all, I think that's the obvious choice, right, guys?
Yeah.
So somebody noticed on another great podcast the other day that ChatGPT purchased AI.com. So you never have to worry about, did I put the letters in the right order? You just go to AI.com and it's ChatGPT. So first of all, and then second of all, and this is one I heard about a couple weeks ago, if you're curious what AIs are out there, there's a wonderful site called isthereanAIforthat.com that has actually been running, or at least categorizing AIs dating back to 2015. So you can find some old AIs here, and you can, I don't know, will you guys what kind of AIs do you guys want to search for? Let's do something live here on the air.
You can do one of the website ones, because isn't there one? Aren't there some that like will even set up your whole website? Lay out your website.
Set up website. Okay, look, we're gonna type that into. There's an AI4that.com, which by the way has 2,110 AIs for 530 tasks, updated daily.
Woo!
There you go. Oh, look at that! Look at that robot hand. Let's see.
The AI was thinking.
Oh, there's a lot of them for website building, actually. Let's see. Your top one is Sitekick. Let's see what Sitekick is. Yeah, and we got a little bit thing here. Create a beautiful landing page in minutes automatically. AI-powered landing page builder that allows you to create beautiful, engaging, and responsive landing pages. Well, there you go. Oh, jeez. I
Picking a cat.
What's that?
Picking a cat.
Kicking a cat?
Picking a pet.
Picking a pet. Picking a pet. Oh, there was some kind of like cat one or something they were talking about. Pet pick. How about pet avatars? Pet images, task assistance, pet image generation. Let's go to pet portrait. What's pet portrait? Petportrait.ai is an AI-powered tool that creates custom-made portraits of pets in a variety of styles. Okay. How do we go? Visit website, petportrait.com. Transform my pet.
It's your pet reimagined.
Oh, I gotta pay for it though. You got to pay for a standard pet portrait package. It's $24, down from $34. High resolution. You choose your image, and it's gonna do it. They take Apple Pay though. Okay, let's back up there. We actually, oh wait. there's an AI for that.com. Let's go back. Okay, what else we got?
Chilla, pick something.
Come on.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. What?
We got message stickers. We got writing, chatting, email summaries, Q&A, video transcription and translation from Berrycast transcripts. Okay. Well, that's basically what Simon Says does too, right? So, okay. Here's one that I came up with. I'm dabbling in some stuff right now, right? I found an AI Bible. So this is chatkjv.com, and now it's not going to load. The Bible is down, apparently. I think I'm going.
What is the Bible? What does Bible AI do? The Bible's the Bible.
Well, so this one, and let me log in and I'll show you in just a moment. Unfortunately, I got to Google. And it's doing its thing, and I'm on an old iPad Pro. So here it is. Here's what's on your mind, and the prompt is I am feeling
Awesome.
I am feeling awesome. I am feeling awesome. Put it in. It's thinking. That's great to hear. Philippines 4:4 says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." Again, I say rejoice. This is a great reminder to be thankful and enjoy the good things in life that God has blessed us with. So, I was asking questions like, how should this apply to life, and things like that. It is good because it is like the Bible is kind of impenetrable sometimes. As a book where you're like, what the hell does this have to do with anything, right? Or how do I find something that actually applies to what's going on with me and how I'm feeling and things like that, So I felt like it was hey, I have this issue, I have this feeling, this is bothering me, and it does pull something out there that does apply there, and actually gives a little bit of an explanation to it too. So I thought it was very interesting in that. Or if there's like something about it, for those that are kind of go along with this, and curious and trying to brush up on something like this, I thought it was a really good tool. It actually is a nice little like plain language glossary for the Bible, and I think there's going to be a lot of other ones for other It's Googling the Bible, really. Plain language Googling the Bible. So I thought that was interesting. So poke at that. Maybe you guys will find a new AI fun thing in there too. I just feel like I'm seeing like I got a thing in here about like the InstaLink 360 or Insta360 Link AI powered 4K cam. Chilla, do you just feel like they're throwing AI on everything? It just feels like it's a smart thing or something like that. Is your camera an AI camera?
My camera claims to be AI.
Okay.
That's how it does the follow your face.
Okay, and that's
all. And it's interesting too. So
that's a Jawbone one, right? Or Logitech.
It's the Jabra.
Jabra, yeah.
So it's interesting, right? So I've used things like Skype even back in the day, right? That would auto frame your face, right? It's like it would frame you in. So if you moved a little bit to the left or right, it would just reframe you. But the way it reframed you, it kind of made it look like the camera was panning. But it was software inside of Skype. This is software inside the camera, to the point where you don't need, like, I don't have to load the Jabra software on my computer to make it work. It just, I can plug this into a computer and it just does its thing. Now the inverted problem of that, right, is if you wanted to turn this off, the only way to turn it off is to load up the software and turn off all of the additional bells and whistles features. I've never tried it where to turn it off and then take it to another computer. I'm guessing it stores some of that stuff on device. But it is, yeah, there's smarts on the chip.
Yeah, it's specialized for it. Pawner asked to search for customer service replies, and I did. And the first one that comes up is one called Simple Phone, which is an AI-powered customer service solution that provides 24/7 support for businesses. Using AI to answer customer calls, customers can have their questions answered and orders fulfilled at any time. With 99% uptime, 99% accuracy, and 90% cost savings. What? So there you go. Everything's in here. Everything's in here. Let's see. What else is happening with the AI world? Spotify has a new AI-powered DJ that will build you a custom playlist and talk over top of it. You want a DJ to yell at you, Katie?
Always.
I have one for the AI. Is there an AI for that?
Okay.
Is there an AI for Blue Sky invites?
Blue
Or Blue Sky invite codes?
What? What are those?
So Blue Sky, I guess, is this new social network that's backed by Jack Dorsey. Currently in private beta.
I got like image design, oh yeah, I've heard about that. I think I might be on the list. Blue Sky.
Oh, you're on the list. Can you? It might be.
Blue Sky Social. Is that it? Do you know what the site is? BlueSkyWeb.org. Building a social internet. Okay. Yeah, no, they were talking about this, but when people were first getting really upset about Twitter and Elon Musk.
Were you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I got him.
I'm on the back end of this of the weather situation here. Okay, so that's why I installed a cough button. The web, email, RSS feeds. Is this? Well, yeah, this is it, right? Building a social internet. Join. It says. Let's see what happens when we join up here. And no, ESA open positions. They're looking for developers. So I don't think is there anything to join right now?
Yeah, if you load up the app on your phone.
Oh, it is on the phone. Okay, maybe do I need to look it up on the App Store then?
Probably, but when you go and load it, you have to put in account details, like your email, and pick a password. But you need an invite code.
I don't see that immediately. I see like, I don't know. I see like a caregiver app and things like that.
No. It's hold on. So if you just search for Blue Sky, it's the third one down.
Does it say anything specific along with it?
Blue Sky Social, and then it has the picture with the clouds, and it says private beta in brackets on the picture.
Is it one word? Is it
Blue Sky, one word.
Okay. Maybe it's because I'm on an iPad.
I think so.
Oh yeah, Blue Sky Social. There it is. Well, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we're going to install this thing. Hopefully it doesn't need my password. Okay. So is it give a private beta app downloaded, but you'll need an invite code to create an account? Do you get any? Are you on a list or something, or?
I don't. I'm not on a list. That's why I was trying to find how to get. How do I get on the list?
Well, we'll poke at it a little bit and see if we can get on that. Well, that's okay because you got a Mastodon server you're invited to, sir.
I signed up.
You're already signed up? Oh wait, I got to see if I got an email about that. Do I have to approve you or something?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, that might be
the only. But it's weird because like if I go to, if I go to local accounts, and I'm not a Mastodon aficionado, like in the home section, I don't have anything. So like, see some suggestions, follow people you like to see posts from.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm trying to figure out right now.
Do you need to federate?
I don't know if I need to federate or if like. Because right now, if you go to sorgatronmedia.social, all you see are the couple of posts that I put on from Wrestling Mayhem Show. Right, which is the only other account that is there. Let's see, I got one active user. I don't know, maybe you're just not active yet since you just signed up. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to get into that back end because I'm supposed to have a lot of control, right? A lot of control to like figure out what goes where. I'm guessing the federated timeline, is going to be, because what happens when I go to twit.social, right? Is I know. I usually had to use Ivory to get to federated for the most part. So yeah, I'm still. This is still trying to figure out. No, that's twit.social, but I'm signed in. So, this is what it looks like on a bigger server. Actually, and you get in there, and I believe you can arrange all this stuff, and then I can hit the federated timeline, and for me, I get all this stuff, and you see there, there's these guys are at Mastohost, at Mastodon, at tech.lgbt. So like I'm actually seeing people from different servers, the local and home. Like for me, like these are people that I follow on in general, whether it be on twit.social or otherwise. And then you got your notifications and everything there. So, and if you go to local, that'll just be everything that's happening on that server, twit.local, or if you're, here's everything that's happened on Sorgatron Media Social. Not a lot yet, obviously. So, but it's and this is why we're starting it, so we can figure this stuff out, so we can learn and bring some people on and say, no, you got to do things this way, and hopefully make it easier for new people to become a part of this. So that's the idea. So we're going to see how that goes, and it's going to be part of the experiment, and hopefully we're on the ground floor of the next big thing, just like back in the day when we were tweeting from our flip phones, guys. I was just thinking about that today. This is that moment. It's potentially that moment, isn't it? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That we're sitting here and we're figuring out with our flip phones how to 40404 and @ signs and hashtags, and we're creating that now. And but now we have a little bit more control over it. But also, unfortunately, we all have a little bit more control over it. And we have to figure out what all the levers do in order to get the most out of this thing. So, we are the, we figure it out, and then we bring everybody else along with us and show them the better way. Hopefully, that's the ideal part of this, and see what works. You know what doesn't work? Don't upload videos, guys. There's about a 2 mega limit, so. A lot of linking videos is going to happen on the Mastodon apparently, so which is good because I got to pay for the server space. So if this thing becomes full of cat gifs in the first week, we're going to have a problem, guys. Katie,
dang.
Yeah.
I'm currently just using emoji, so I'm okay so far.
Okay, good. That takes no space. So I encourage our co-hosts and everybody to sign up there. I don't know if I can restrict it, so I'm saying this loud on the podcast now. Oh, there's Chilla. There's Chilla over there, and already there's a warning. You got a corn. Hello out there. Hi. There you go. We have polls. We officially voted on the first poll. This is new and scary, says Kate.
That seems like a good appropriate first one.
And notice like the your elephants, your happy little elephants instead of eggs. That's good. That's good. I imagine I can do something with this image too and turn it into a Sorgatron Media thing. So again, just starting with this, we'll see how it goes. We'll poke at it. I do recommend, if you're interested, and you can take this and I can make a web app out of it. You can download a Mastodon app on iOS. Ivory, I think, is a little more user friendly if you're on iOS. I didn't see if they have an iPad version of it. So definitely recommend all that kind of stuff. So, well, anyways, it is pumpkin time. Chilla, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So good to have you back. At Chilla on the Twitters, so they can hit you up and ask you how your gaming is doing and what emulators to use.
John's Chill on Facebook, and I did try it. Maybe I should have broken it up into multiple posts. I did post on the Facebook, but because it's multiple links, and I was trying to link directly to the Google Play Store for the actual apps instead of having people because some of them look the same or have similar names.
Oh yeah.
So I put links in there, but it made the post kind of
got
yucky.
Weird. All right. Well, we'll put it over.
I'll see what it looks like in Mastodon instead.
Yeah, there
Maybe
you go.
Do a
put it on your
job.
Mastodon if anybody wants to know. What are you, Chilla at?
I'm at Chilla on the Twitters.
You're at Chilla on the Twitters, but you're at Chilla at sorgatronmedia.social on the Mastodons.
On the Mastodons.
Yes, and then Dudders, you are.
At Kate Marie Pete. Well, I don't know where I'm at. On Mastodon? I'm Dudders.
Yes, you're Dudders at sorgatronmedia.local.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes, there you go. Officially branded. I love it. So it's our own little corner of the internet, if you will. So thank you so much. I'm at Sorgatron at twit.social as we build our other things up, and I'm sure by the time you guys hear this on the podcast feed, I'll have an AwesomeCast at sorgatronmedia.social for you guys to follow there. And if you have any questions, please, and if anything's looking weird from our new server or anything like that, let us know, since we are very, 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 very new to this. So I appreciate any feedback that's happening over there, as well as we do kind of figure that out. So thank you, everybody. It's good to be back. We'll be again next week at 7 p.m. Eastern time here on all the streaming places. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Dave Potter, Riz out in the chat hanging out with us all night. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron.